Om Sadashiva Samadhyam Shankaracharya Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Dayankaram Dayakaram Dhanam Dharmavratam Pranamami Dayanandam Madhacharya Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviram Pratavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. A couple of clarifications from yesterday. One thing was about during the discussion on Shraddha. Some fans can be put there in this spot. This So, Shraddha, I said that the Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya. Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadharana. So the Shastra is accorded Shraddha, reverence. Why? Because it shows us how to understand the truth of ourselves. But the Guru Vakya is also given equal reverence. Vakya means the speech, the words of the teacher. And then in this context, I said, because it is the Guru's job to make the Shastra relevant. And I use the example of updating, like an app. You have to be very clear. It's not the Shastra that is being updated. That which does not require updating is what? Shastra. It is not even the prakriyas, the methodologies of teaching that are being updated. That which does not require updating is called methodologies, prakriyas. So what is being updated? The ways in which it is being made relevant to all the people. See, the problem is universal. What is the universal problem? I think myself to be subject to sorrow and fear. First, we look back in time, in Adi Shankara's time, same problem. In our time, same problem. You go to China, same problem. You go somewhere else, Antarctica, same problem. I cannot accept myself. I think of myself as insecure, not enough, fearful, etc. This is the problem. But that problem is manifest in different ways at different times in history. And therefore, the examples taught by the teacher to make the teaching relevant to certain times and certain places in certain ways, that is what is updated. Analogies, examples. Certain examples you don't need to update. Pot clay. Speaking of which, where are they? Right there. Ajao. Pot clay. Gold ornament. Gold ornament need not be updated. Same thing, even now, it is there. Certain examples, we can make the Shastra come out more alive, more relevant. And that is what is updated. The examples and the manner in which it is made relevant is what is updated. This is just because I got some feedback about this, so I'm updating what I said yesterday. Then another feedback I got, what is that? Pace of the class is too fast. Yes, it is. Especially the first 3 days, we had all the elbow room, the leg room, etc. And suddenly the room has gone vroom. Vroom. We have to go fast. And but we will try to explain everything, so don't worry. Tattva Bodha is that's the beginning. Same thing will come in Taittiriya Upanishad. Same thing will come in Bhagavad Gita. Same thing will come in anything that you study from now till the end of the day. Okay. So what is Vedanta? A for Atma, B for Brahman, C for Chit, D for Dharma. I can go on, but I think you got the idea. This is the ABCD of Vedanta. Here we are just building some little bricks. The building bricks are being talked about. That's all. Nothing else is being talked about. It's all okay. All right. So I will explain as much as possible. And then another feedback I got. Lots of feedback yesterday. Yeah. Another feedback I got was one person who was concerned that the fast pace of the classes, I hope the person said, will not cut the jokes. Yeah, the amount of jokes should not be cut. The classes can be fast, but the jokes must be there. We'll try. Okay? I don't make jokes. People think I make jokes, but when we see the situation, it's just funny. That's all it is. You can't help seeing the situation, and then the situation itself becomes very funny. That's how it is. So without much ado, let us chop, go for it. Now, yesterday it had concluded here. What did it say? Etat sadhana chaturayam, then tataha tattva vivekasya adhikarinah bhavati. The person becomes ready, qualified, entitled for what? Tattva viveka. Actually, the student asked, Tattva vivekah, that's what the student asked. Oh, the student says, okay, this Tattva viveka had come before also. The teacher had said already. Now I should not let this opportunity go. I should find out what is this Tattva viveka. Please tell. And so, in response, the teacher says a very succinct sentence, which is not supposed to be an explanation. It is more of a thesis statement. You know how when you write an essay, you write in the beginning something and then you expand on it slowly, more and more. That is what it is meant to be. So, Tattva Vivekaha Kaha, the response is Atma Satyam Anyat Sarvam Mithya Iti Tattva Vivekaha. Tattva Vivekaha, the discrimination of reality. Tattva Vivekaha means the discernment, the discrimination of reality. And what is the discrimination? So, Atma, this Atma alone, Atma eva, Atma Satyam, Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya. I am Tattva Vivekaha. This alone is Tattva Viveka. Atma is Satyam. Everything else is Mithya. Now we have two words we have to understand. What are they? Satya. These are not objects. The word Satyam and word Mithya are not objects. I cannot tell you, please go get me some Satyam. Even if you had all the Shraddha in the world, you will not oblige. You cannot oblige. Please go get me some Mithya. Please go get me some Satyam. Satyam and Mithya are not names of objects. Then what are they? They are the truth statement about an object. They describe the reality of an object. So Satyam and Mithya, to use a technical term, are ontological words. Ontology is the understanding of reality. So ontological words, meaning they don't describe an object, they describe the reality status of an object. That is why this Satyam and Mithya, these are two words which you will hear a lot in Vedanta. If these two are understood, the vision of no division is understood. Once Pujya Swamiji was lecturing in California, in the university there, in Berkeley. And then a professor was listening to him. It was like a whole week's talk. Listened, and then Doctor came and was sitting right in the front. Listened every single day, listened carefully, listened. Then he had a question at the end. Swami, what? I have a question. Just Swamiji very happy. Oh, the question. And he's been sitting right in front listening. What is the question? You said a word. Satya. Whenever the TY is there, the American tongue makes it cha. I don't know why. Satya. Okay. And then you said Nitya. Satyam and Nitya. I understood everything you said. Only these two were mentioned. Only these two I didn't understand. Everything else was crystal clear, Swami. But these two words only. Two words. It's like that Panditji who taught Ramayana 9 days. Very sad. Right in front, one fellow nodding his head. Everybody was nodding off, but this was the only fellow nodding his head. And at the end of the 9 days, what was his question? Well, that is in other versions. In our version, the question was, you kept saying one word, Rama, Rama, Rama. You kept saying another word, Ravana, Ravana, Ravana. And you kept saying one more word, Asura, Rakshasa. I'm having a small confusion. Who is the Rakshasa? Rakshasa means demon. Who is the demon? Rama is the demon, or Ravana is the demon. Panditji's heart sank into his stomach and got digested also. What did Panditji say? I am the husband. So, Satyam and Mithya understood. Even if you don't understand anything else, you have the vision of no division. If Satyam Mithya not understood, and you can understand everything else, it is like a lot of nothing. So here a very radical statement is the word Satyam we are going to appropriate for Atma. I alone is Satyam. Again, Satyam is not an object. Satyam is what? A reality of an object. Satyam means real. So the word real is appropriated for the I. And then Anyat Sarvam is a very bold statement. Every single thing other than what? I is Mithya iti. Mithya. Every single thing is Mithya. So, Atma Satyam. Everything else, Mithya. It's a very beautiful way of making an entry into this very wonderful topic. And it is very much in keeping with the vision of the Upanishads. In common parlance, the word Mithya means non-existent. Maya, Mithya, all used interchangeably because of not much understanding. Here, Satyam means it has to fulfill two definitions. Satyam, the word has two definitions. First one, Abadhitam. Satyam, Abadhitam means non-negatable. It should be non-negatable. That which we call Satyam should be non-negatable. What is Satyam? According to this, can I negate myself? Even if I say, I don't exist, I ask my usual question. What is my question? Are you here?
Yes.
Supposing somebody says no, if you want to look different. If you say no, what are you doing? Negating yourself, or at least trying to negate yourself. If you try to negate yourself and say no, then what happens? You end up advertising your presence louder than the people who said yes. It's like a child saying, I'm not hiding under the bed. Not under the bed. Let's say you're playing hide and seek with a small child, niece, nephew, somebody. And then the child goes and hides behind the sofa under the bed, and then, where are you? I'm not under the bed. That's the first place you look, under the bed. The negator, yesterday, Acharya Swamiji explained very nicely, the negator cannot be negated. So this is Sat, and I alone can fulfill this definition of non-negatable is Sat. The first definition of Sat, non-negatable, Abadhitam. Anything else is negatable. Take anything in the universe. I can negate it for you in less than 1 minute. And what? Negatable, correct? Why is it negatable? Clay. It is dependent upon clay. And then it is subject to destruction. I have to just drop it. And from pot it became crackpot. Negatable. And so everything in this world is negated. Without any effort, you can negate it. And then the only thing that cannot be negated is I, Atma. Atma means not look somewhere. I. What Atma means? I. This is how we have to start looking. This is how we have to start thinking. So, Atma, non-negatable. I, non-negative. Abadhitam Satyam, first definition. Second definition, Trikalepi Tishtati iti Satyam. That which endures unchangingly in all 3 periods of time. Satyam. Unlike a banana, you get the banana as prasad from temple. To keep it, you're good. First day, banana. Second day, in this 44-degree heat. Banana. Third day, banana. Don't want it at all. What happened? Underwent a change. Subject to the elements. Subject to the elements, underwent a terrible change, and so from banana to nana does it take a long time. Everything in the world is like that, except I, the observer. The I, here defined as the Sakshin, the observer of all the changes, is change-free. Has to be. This is just a simple law of physics. In order to detect motion, there should be an entity that is motionless. Simple. Simple logic. If I am also moving, let's say I'm sitting in a train, and the train is also moving on a parallel track track, there is one more train, and what is that doing? That is also moving. Can I sense the motion? No. But if my train, the train in which I am sitting, is stationary, then the next track train is moving. Then I can say, this is leaving. This is leaving the station. This one has just arrived. But if my train is also moving, I will be confused. So therefore, all changes are dependent upon a changeless entity. A changeless, I might add, a conscious entity, because otherwise how will I tabulate the changes? I can't tabulate the changes. So a changeless entity is required to document the changes, to notice and observe the changes. The observer is I, Satyam, unchanging I. Trikalepi Tishtati, it's a very interesting definition, that which is the same in all three periods of time. What are the three periods of time? Past, present, future. Actually, the Atma is timeless. It is not in time. But we are not there yet. So therefore, the definition is in keeping with where we are. In all three periods of time, meaning past it was the same, present it is the same, any future maybe it will be the same, unchanging I, that is called Satyam. The I is called Satyam, everything else is Mithya. Now let us look at the definitions of Mithya. Mithya also has two definitions. First one is called Adhishthana Ananyat. Just write it down and explain it. Adhishthana Ananyat. Non-separate from Adhishthana, upon which it depends. Adhishthana Ananyat, first definition. And the second definition is Sad Asadbhyam Anirvachya. Anirvachyam. Sat Asadbhyam. Sad Asadbhyam Anirvachyam. That which cannot be categorically said to exist and cannot be categorically dismissed as non-existent, like even this pot. Can you say this pot doesn't exist? Hello, show me at least one sign of life. No. Can you say this pot doesn't exist? No. Why? Because I see it. You see it. If you don't see it, I hold up a bigger pot. You cannot say it doesn't exist. Yes, I see it. It does exist. But then that existence of this pot is what? Is iffy. Because the truth of this pot is clay. Without clay, this pot cannot exist. That's the first definition. Adhishthana Ananyat. That which depends on something else. Adhishthana means I. Adhishthana also means I. That which depends upon Sat. Another word for Sat is Adhishthana. That which depends upon Sat is called Mithya, first definition. Adhishthana Ananyat, non-separate from Sat. Yatra yatra pot, tatra tatra clay. See, Sanskrit is so easy. Wherever there is pot, there is clay. So can you say the other way around? Yatra yatra clay, tatra tatra pot? No. If I believed that and said that, then I will have a doubt, where is the clay? Maybe it's in my head. I'm not thinking properly. So, yatra yatra pot, tatra tatra clay. No clay, no pot. But I can't say no pot, no clay. Clay is. Pot is a manifestation of clay. What kind of a manifestation? An incidental manifestation. A manifestation that comes and goes. Incidental manifestation. Why? Because the clay can be without becoming pot. Clay can be like a lump on the side of the street. Clay can be in the form of so many other things. A beautiful Krishna figurine. Clay can be in the form of a lid, a jar, let one more pot. So many things the clay can be. The clay is free to appear in the form of so many things without becoming any one thing. That is why clay is the adhisthana, the truth, the satya of the pot. But wherever there is mithya, satyam cannot be far behind. Wherever there is mithya, satyam cannot be far behind. So that is the first definition, adhisthana ananyati. So if I see something and I call it as mithya, then the satyam must be right there. Just like the clay. We cannot say the clay is sitting on top of the pot. We cannot say the clay is underneath the pot. Underneath the pot, what is that? We cannot say the clay is inside the pot. I'm looking very hard, but I'm not seeing anything here. In fact, the whole pot is nothing but clay. From the standpoint of the clay, the pot is but an incidental manifestation. If this much is understood, let us go a step further from the standpoint of the pot. Now, first we looked at it from the standpoint of clay. Pot is an incidental manifestation. From the standpoint of pot, clay is intrinsic to its existence. Clay is not incidental to pot. Clay is intrinsic. Without clay, no pot. Adhisthana ananyat. Without gold, no ornament. No ornament can exist without gold. No earthenware can exist without earth, clay. Adhisthana ananyat. And then the second definition of mithya is sad asadbhyam anirvachyam. That which cannot be categorically said to exist and cannot be dismissed as non-existent either. That which hangs like Trishanku, the sage Trishanku, who couldn't go to heaven, who couldn't come down to earth. That which hangs in between the categories of existence and non-existence. The category of existence has been appropriated by what? The category called non-existence has been appropriated by many things, like Shashavishana, the beautiful horns of a wonderful rabbit. Horns of a rabbit. Existent? Non-existent. A square-shaped circle. Existent or non-existent? Non-existent. So those things are non-existent. The child of parents who can never have children. Non-existent. So that has been appropriated for the word non-existent. In Sanskrit, it is tuchha. Totally, absolutely non-existent. And that which is absolutely unchangingly existent has been appropriated by the word aham, I, atma. Poor pot. Where will it go? Our category called pot, our category called ornaments, hanging in between, confusing us all, threatening to put us in samsara because we take this in between as existent, and therefore one is subject to sorrow. Every single thing in the world is like that. Mithya, 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 mithya. Except I, the one who is calling everything as mithya, everything is mithya. This desk, table, existent? Yes.
Yes.
I can touch it, I can interact with it, I can keep things on it. Table, existent. But then, what is this table made of? Wood. Wood also is existent. Table also is existent. Will the real existent please stand up? And we count it. Table and wood, are they two things? No. First I see this is table, and maybe it is 10 kilos in weight. If I put it on the weighing machine, maybe 10 kilos. 10 kilo weight table of this particular dimension. I can take out a measuring tape. What is that? 18 inches by 12 inches by 24 inches. Something like that. I can measure the weight of the table. Does it belong to the table? No. What does it belong to? What? Yeah. So what do I have here? A weightless table. A table of zero weight. Yet it is still here. It should be floating if it is weightless.
I do have a question. The weight of the table is dependent also on the table because it has a form. If it would be a bigger table, then the weight would differ.
I'll come to that. I'll come to yes. I'll come to that. So it's a weightless table. Really speaking. Same thing with your body. How wonderful we can feel immediately. Yeah. Weightless body. Especially contemplate on that before going for lunch with all the bhandaras and sweets every day. Weightless body. Weightless table. Weightless pot. Weight of the pot belongs to clay. Color of the pot belongs to clay. Smell of the pot belongs to what? Clay. Clay, 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 clay. All the way. Wood, 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 wood. All the way. Then what is this table? What is this table? I have to say. Oh, it is Nama Rupa, name and form. Easy to say. Hard to recognize. There is a very nice text called Drishya Viveka, which I hope you'll study sometime. And this Drishya Viveka has a wonderful explanation. It says that the Jagat, the universe, is composed of 5 things. Asti Bhati Priyam. Nama Rupam. Asti Bhati Priyam Nama Rupa. Etat Panchakam. This 5-fold things comprise the Jagat. Out of which the first 3, Asti is, Bhati shines, Priyam is of the source of joy, is joyful. And then Nama Rupa, we all know, name and form. Out of these 5, the first 3 belong to I, Brahman, Brahmatma, Atma, Satyam. The last 2 belong to the Jagat, name and form. Name and form, name and form, name and form. Also called as word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. Table is a word whose meaning we understand. Pot is a word whose meaning we understand. So all word and meaning. Throughout. Word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. This is mithya. Name and form, word and meaning. The weight belongs to the wood, but the table can say, oh, I have these dimensions. And I have this form. And then a bigger table will come. Ah, look at you, tuning. All the table is going like this. Before every 6-month course, the carpenter is very busy for 3 months, fixing all the tables. Before every course. Then by the end of the course, again, it has this lateral movement. I don't know why. Because I think they keep elbows on the table. Even though the English people tell us not keep elbows on the table. For us, we think the table is for keeping elbows. That's why we keep the elbows. It's very handy, So, this table, then if I identify at the table, then what? A bada table can come and say, ha ha ha, you are so puny. Same thing happens with these pots also. If they had a human mind, then this one would feel very nervous. First of all, don't hold me with these 2 fingers. I will fall. You will let me into a crackpot. And don't hold me too close to this fellow because this fellow is going to swallow me up. I have no existence. I'm all gone. What should we do? We should get the pot, a pot guru. See, these days, we have to be very careful of using the word pot. It means so many other things. Yes. Be very careful. I just literally mean this pot. Okay? Don't let the mind go anywhere else. So you have to get a person who is a guru or all pots. And what will the guru say? You are not pot at all. You are clay. Oh, no, clay is God. You are clay. The bottom of you is clay, the top of you is clay, the middle of you is clay. What about the only pot? That's also clay. That's also clay. That's not even a pot. That's a clay. That's clay. This is clay. Everything is clay. Oh, but I don't know how to assimilate this. Very difficult to assimilate. That is why the teaching of Satyam and Mithya is very, very important. The whole Jagat shines alluringly. It is beautiful. It has so many names and forms, they all attract. And if we make the mistake of saying, eschew everything, give up everything, go to the Himalayas, even further in the Himalayas. Go further, go sit there, close your eyes. We will be doing this knowledge a disservice. That is not how to understand Satyam and Mithya. And it has never been the way of most of the people. Who can just run up the mountain with a kamandalu in hand and leave everything away behind? It's not been an option for everybody, certainly not women. But yet, this understanding is possible. Sitting at home, this understanding is possible, provided one exposes oneself to this teaching in a committed way. It is possible, no matter in what walks of life one is there. It is possible, it is necessary, without which my life does not have any sanity. That's why I need a committed exposure for this knowledge. Otherwise, I'm fit to be committed to an asylum. Okay. Sanity is important. This is all Satyam and Mithya are about sanity, this discussion. So Asti means is. The is appropriated to Atma. Everything else is a borrowed is. The clay borrows its existence, the other way around, the pot borrows its existence from what? Clay. Borrows its existence, a borrowed existence. Bhati, it is evident. I am evident to myself. Everything is evident to me. Pot is evident to me. Can the pot say Swami is evident to me? No, it's just one way around. So this thing called bhati shines evident knowledge. Knowledge here means it includes knower, it includes known, it includes means of knowing everything. That which is everything but not any one thing in particular because it is limitless. That is what it is. Bhati. Then Priyam. This is Satchidananda expressed differently. Priyam. Everything is lovable because I am lovable. I am the only thing that is lovable. Everything else becomes lovable because I am lovable. In fact, I am all love. That's what it is. The Satya, the Atma is all love. Therefore, everything becomes lovable. Therefore, the Jagat becomes lovable. Therefore, the people in the Jagat become lovable. Therefore, all the objects shine because they borrow the Ananda, Ananta, limitless. That's why we say Jagat is Mithya, all right, but Jagat is non-separate from Bhagavan, Brahman, Ishvara, myself. This is what Jagat is, non-separate. Adhisthana Ananyat. How can you say everything is lovable? I have some problems with creeping, crawling things, especially when they come into the room. Like that thing that goes, how does it go? What is that? Yeah, let go. Some people have a problem with that. It's there somewhere. When is it going to come down? More importantly, where is it going to fall? There is a whole lizard shastra. Depending on where it falls, there is an omen associated with it. If it falls on the head, something. If it falls on the hand, something. You get money. If it falls on the leg, then something will happen to the leg. Yeah. Then?
And on the floor?
If it's on the floor, you don't worry about it. It's only when it comes, on your body, that is the thing.
Oh, okay.
And then if you look at it, and if a seen lizard falls, then that means it's great good luck. The seen lizard will never fall because it is also seeing you. And it has no interest in falling on you. Okay. So, like this, there are all these creepy crawlies that are there, snakes, lizards, cockroaches, other kinds of bugs that want to escape the heat and come inside the room. How can you say they are all priyam? They are very apriyam, they are not lovable at all. Certain things are lovable by their presence, certain things are lovable by their absence. Therefore, everything is lovable. See, Vedanta is a loophole everywhere. We can talk our way out of any argument. This is the beauty of studying Vedanta. Nobody can defeat you in any argument. A significant other will look upon you with great respect and say, please stop talking. Yes, I agree with anything you say. This is why you have to study Vedanta. Nobody will defeat you in argument. And especially if you also add Sanskritam to the mix. Invulnerable. Because it's all logic, it's new ways of, thinking. And what is that they're saying? Oh, you have to keep the brain active, and in order to keep the brain active, you have to play this. What is that number? Oh, yeah. And it's just numbers. That is like Guru Gaga. Vedanta is the best Sudoku, really. It's a brain massage because you have to be alert. You have to be cognitive. There has to be a cognitive shift. That alertness is required. If you miss something, it's gone. Especially with these fast classes. And so this is the thing. Certain things are lovable because of their proximity. Certain things are lovable in their own spaces because of their distance. Asti bhati priyam, appropriated by Atma. What is left for the Jagat? 5 things I talked about. Nama Rupa. The beauty of this is that the Nama Rupa cannot exist without Asti Bhati Priyam Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda is independent of Nama Rupa. Clay is independent of pot. Pot is an incidental expression of clay. But pot is not independent of clay. From the standpoint of the pot, clay is intrinsic to the very being of the pot. It's like everything shines in the borrowed light of Satchidananda. I am in love with Satchidananda. I am in love with Asti Bhati Priyam. I am in love with myself, real. It's like the Greek deity, the Greek in mythology, there was one person called Narcissus. After which this narcissistic personality disorder is named. So what did this Narcissus? He happened to be very good looking. He's really perfect face, perfect everything. And in those days, no mirror and all. You just had to have a body of water or some reflecting body sat by the river. Oh, who is this godlike creature? Fell in love with himself. I'm in love with this fellow. I want to give him a hug. What did he hug? Water. He just got wet, that's all. Couldn't hug the God that he saw, the God that he happened to be. This is what is. It's a very beautiful treatise on the pursuit here. We catch hold of the object, thinking it is Satchidananda because it shines as Satchidananda. But then what I have in my hands is a perishable, expired thing. Why? Because the Satchidananda cannot be caught hold of. It is myself alone. So like this Greek God who fell in love with himself, that is what the search is all for. Me. It's all about me. That's why the word analysis in Sanskrit is called me mamsa. It's all about me. It's me alone. And so this Satchidananda, everything shines in the borrowed light of Satyam. That's why it is difficult to find out what is this Mithya. It's like a crow who decided to attend the annual peacock convention. Is there such a thing? Yes. Yes, there is. So the crows saw the peacocks dancing, forgetting themselves, and this riot of colors. The peacocks were very happy. They were just dancing. Oh, I also want to go and join. The crow said, crows are very intelligent. And so, what did this crow do? Crow went, tried to go inside, but there was one bada peacock, bouncer. Yeah. Bouncer means keep you out. The peacock pointed with its beak to the board which says, only peacocks allowed. Go away. Oh. He didn't say, oh, Chaka. Went away. Then it got an idea, it was going around the perimeter, and then it saw some fallen peacock feathers. Ah, it thought. Put one, put the second feather, put the third feather. Ah, okay. Strut into the front gate, and then not.
Only pick.
Acted as though it belonged and went through the gates with its peacock feathers. 2 feathers, 3 feathers it had. And the people, the security guard, the bouncer, had just had a diversity training. Don't shame how people look. This is maybe a differently abled peacock. Don't question. Let the peacock through. Peacock. And then he said, okay, go. He thought this is a very odd looking peacock. I'm not allowed to say anything. I better keep quiet, otherwise my job will be on the line. Just finish this diversity training, so we should accept everybody and anyhow they look. Come in. Okay. Who has started to have the time of its life, it too started to dance. What happened? One by one, the feathers fell. And the crow was pecked out of the peacock dimension. This is what we have to do with all the things in the Jagat. Like the crow, they are shining in borrowed feathers. That's why I said only 3 feathers. See, there was a reason. Now, Sat feather, Chit feather, Ananda feather, Asti feather, Bhati feather, and Priyam feather. Oh, but that's 6. No, they are all synonyms, okay? Asti is equal to Sat, Bhati is equal to Chit, and then Priyam is equal to Ananda. This is what has to be understood. I alone am Satchidananda, dependent on nothing. Totally independent is I. Everything else is what? Dependent reality. That is the easy definition of Mithya. Dependent reality. And if I take myself to be the body, weightless as it may be, if I take myself to be the mind, if I take myself to be the sum total of the body, mind, sense complex, then it is clear I will have a lot of complexes. Never the right weight, never the right height, never the right, looks. If people have straight hair, what do they do? Get it curled. People who have curly hair, what do they do? Get it straightened out. At least this way, some social service, some employment is given to people. That's all. That's all we can say. Because there is non-acceptance, and the non-acceptance is because I take Mithya to be Satyam. In fact, Mithya is Satyam, Satyam is not Mithya. But that confusion has to go. It's like if the chain and the bangle, chain and the bangle, if they have the human mind, both of them are made of gold. The chain had a problem. Chain says, what is this? I'm always wrapped up. I have such beautiful design. I have stones studded here. I have a lovely presentation. This stupid lady is hypochondriac, always worried she falls sick. Even in the summer, she wraps herself like a mummy. And the chain prayed to God, oh Lord, I don't want to be this chain. Make me something significant. Make me something important. Make me something that is visible. I'm invisible here. Nobody loves me. Nobody even sees me. What is visible? Ask God. See, Jane was jealous of the bangle. Jane said, this bangle is having such a good time. Whenever the lady goes to office, hello, how do you do? What is the first thing? Bangle. Namaste, Indian greeting. What do they see? Bangle. And the chain meanwhile is wrapped up. And if she's walking on the road and any stranger she encounters, she goes like this, throttling herself and the chain. And the chain had it. The chain said, oh Lord, next life, please make me a bangle. The bangle meanwhile had its own problems. The bangle said, this lady has OCD, always washing her hands. What is this? Always washing her hands, always doing this. And a careless lady, stupid lady, turns around like this and gets, used to be a chubby bangle, shiny bangle. And now she just, hits me here, hits me there. When the door opens, she scratches me here. Now I'm a battered bangle. Banged around everywhere. Maybe that's why I'm called bangle. Oh Lord. Next, look at the chain. How she protects, how close it is to her heart, and I'm so far away. This is not fair. Not at all fair that I get this kind of a treatment, and then that stupid chain is so precious to her. Oh Lord, next life, please make me into a chain. Bhagavan does not need cable TV because we jivas are trained like this. We are the entertainment. Each jiva is a reality channel, okay? Reality show. Then what? Then Bhagavan said, Tathastu. So be it. Next life, chain became bangle. Bangle became chain. Were they happy? Did they live happily ever after? What do you think? No. Why not? Very, for 5 minutes they were very happy. The bangle, which is the new chain, said what? Finally, I belong near the heart, which is the seat of love. Yes, yay, got it. And then the woman sneezed and quickly got worried and put on a sweater. And the new chain, which used to be the bangle, was used to a lot of fresh air and light. And suddenly it felt stifled. What is this? What's going on over here? Somebody help, it's all dark and I'm feeling stifled. The chain which became the bangle was also equally happy for the first 5 minutes of its new life. Said, this is the life. This is the life. I'm now come to the light. I'm very, very free. As soon as it said free, the woman just knocked the bangle against the kitchen counter. What was the bangle? Chain. Chain was just delicate, darling. It was not used to all this kind of treatment. It fainted. It was too much. Then it finally came to what happened. Like how in the comics you see these stars running around. That you was seeing. And then suddenly it was given a bath, unplanned bath, cold water. It was not used to this kind of a treatment. Then both the chain, which is now the bangle, and the bangle, which is now the chain, had a new prayer for the Lord. What was that? Oh Lord, restore me back to myself, whatever I was. What did Bhagavan say? So, this is what happens. Then Satyam and Mithya are mixed up. Mithya is Satyam. Satyam is not Mithya. And so when we go to the level of this body, that is why there is this confusion. I can say I exist, but the I immediately joins what? Body. I am alive, I exist. What am I referring to? Body. So there is so many eyes. With the real eye, please stand up. So from the standpoint of the body, I can say I am tall, I am short, I am of this much weight, my skin is of that color, my hair is of that color. I can say I have a whole definition, a self-definition of this I, which is not untrue, but which is not the ultimate truth either. Then from another standpoint, I can say I am hungry, I am thirsty. This is from the standpoint of the prana sensations, hunger, thirst, etc., that is being observed by the I is mixed up with the I. Then from another standpoint, I can say, I am waker. Now I am dreamer. But you can't say you are sleeper. That means what? I'm not sleeping. You can say in hindsight, I had a good sleep, I was the sleeper. Sleep cannot be recognized in real time. It's the cessation of all cognition. That's why. And so here now we have this so many eyes from the standpoint of the body and from the standpoint of the mind also. I can say I am restless. So I am not restless. What is restless? Mind is restless. There is a identification with the mind. Therefore I say I am restless. I am upset. Emotions. I am sad. I am fearful. I am tearful. This is all from the standpoint of the emotions. And from the standpoint of the agent, claiming myself as an agent of action, I can say, I did it. Supposing in a group, there are lots of people. Somebody says, who did this wonderful thing? Many hands will give. Me. Supposing the question is, who did this terrible thing? No hand. The hand will point to somebody this side and that side. So I am the doer. I am the done it. I'm done it by other people's doing, omissions and commissions. This is the self-definition of I, and in fact, for this I, if this is indeed the I, there is no reprieve. We may as well close up the book right now. Why? Because what's the point in going further? Thankfully, the I is none of these things. But the mix-up is there. The mix-up between the I and the not I is there. Why? Because when we are born, there are three kinds of identifications with the body, mind, sense complex. One is called identification. The word in Sanskrit is called tadatmya. Tadatmyam. Tadatmanaha bhavaha. Tadatmyam, abstract noun. Identification. So one is sahaja tadatmyam. Sahaja means natural. If somebody pinches you, will the person sitting next to you say, ow? Who says, ow? The person that is pinched will say, ow, stop it. Why are you pinching me? This is sahaja tadatmyam. This is how I can be the managing trustee of this body. I recognize heat, cold, comfort, discomfort. Everything I recognize. Sahaja tadatmyam. Sahaja, natural. It's given to everybody. Except, of course, sometimes there is some aberration. Like this British woman, there is it came in the news a few years back. She had some kind of an accident which affected the brain. Came back completely. Could talk again, could walk again, could reason again. Only one thing did not connect. She could not any longer have any sensation of heat or cold. Or any sensation of pain. No pain. She had sensation in the skin that, okay, I'm being touched. That much she could understand. But by what? Whether it is injurious to her or not, she didn't know. As a result, she was a disaster if she was allowed to go out by herself. If anything fell on her legs, she was always full of bruises and injuries. If anything fell on her legs, if anything fell, hot kettle of water fell on her hands, no sensation. That's an aberration. Usually, this sensation is there. It is natural in everybody, including Jnani, Ajnani, etc. Everybody. Sahaja Tadatmyam. Then there is another identification based on karma. Why this particular body? Why female body? Why male body? And as we will see in the Tattva Bodha itself, this is connected to karma. Why is somebody the middle child? Why is somebody the eldest? Why is somebody the youngest? Of course, all of them are unhappy. Okay, that's a different discussion. Why is somebody in this particular pecking order? This is all karmaja tadatmyam. Then finally we have Brantija tadatmyam. Brantija means born of delusion, ignorance which gives rise to delusion. As I told you yesterday, dogs, cats, etc., they have only the first part A of self-ignorance, which is they don't know themselves. But that does not cause problems. Part B causes problems. Therefore, one takes oneself to be other than what is. Anyatha grahanam is the problem. Agrahanam cannot cause problems. So therefore here, this Brantija Tadatmyam is Anyatha Grahanam, taking myself to be not what I am and not taking myself to be what I am. Both those mistakes are there in the last identification. Can you remove Sahaja Tadatmyam? Can you remove the first kind of identification? No. Because it is there. As long as you have a body, you will have sensations. Heat, cold, comfort, discomfort, everything will be there. And then, can you remove the prarabdha based, karma based identification? Can you remove it? No. That is also, that's why it's called prarabdha. Prarabdha, that which was started even before this body came into being. The karmic DNA was already in operation, deciding what kind of a body will this person have, what kind of a mind, what kind of a parentage, what kind of a life. It's already set in motion. Visrishta Bhanavat, like a released arrow. You cannot stop it. You cannot say, like this in the Viveka Chudamani, an example is given. One man was going in the woods, and then he heard some rustling in the bushes. What did he think? Tiger, lion. Immediately, from where that rustling sound was coming, he released an arrow. Then he slowly parted the leaves, the bushes, and saw it was a peacefully grazing cow. Vyaghra dritya visrittam vamadam. So that, arrow, which was released because he had Vyaghra buddhi, he had tiger buddhi, and that was what was the cause of releasing this arrow. Then, now he has what? Vyaghra buddhi has been changed into Go buddhi. Go buddhi doesn't mean a buddhi that goes, okay? Go buddhi means cow buddhi. Now he knows it's not a tiger, it's a cow. Can he say, come back? No. It's already released. It will follow its target. It will follow its trajectory. Same thing with karma tadatmyam. This identification with the karma, etc. This karma cannot be changed. Even for the jnani, this karma will be there. We will see this from the standpoint of the onlookers. Yes, I can say I am no longer identified with this body, mind, sense complex. Then from the jnani's own standpoint, this karma will not be there. But for the onlookers, they will say, okay, the Swami growing old, Swami growing weak, Swami having heart attack, all this they will see. So we can say that at least they see the karma in progression. In the last kind of identification, it is what? Bhramtijam. An example of this is what? I am an idiot. Okay, this is the example of Bhrantija Yadatyam. Nobody loves me. I am insecure. I am. See, the I am is there. It is intact. It is unchanging. Satchidananda Atma. And it joins something that is Mithya. This is the confusion. The wrong conclusion is the source of the confusion. And the confusion removed, then there is nothing, there is no problem at all. I am free enough to enjoy this body. Which kind of body? The body that is on its last legs, like the desk. Body. I'm free enough to enjoy this body, which is full of problems. I'm free enough to enjoy the mind, about which I can say, never mind. I'm free enough to enjoy the senses. I'm free enough to be in this finite body because I have understood myself as Satyam, infinite. This mix-up is because that which is Mithya is Satyam, but Satyam is not Mithya. This is what it is. And therefore, that inner space one cultivates as a prasada of Atma Jnana. And this is illustrated by the famous story of Pujya Swamiji, a highly paid actor in Hollywood. Or if you don't know Hollywood, you can say Bollywood. Then what else? Sandalwood. So many things are there. So many woods are there. A highly paid actor has to play the role of a begging person for a movie. Famous example of Pujya Swamiji, timeless. And so as the actor is wearing the makeup, all tattered and injured and dirty clothes, which have not seen a laundry, not seen washing at all, never been washed, goes from door to door, please, Bhavati Vikshan Dehi, please give me something to eat. I've not eaten for 3 days. Is that true that he has not eaten for 3 days? No, he just had a big breakfast before coming to the shoot. He's playing the role. I've not eaten. Give me. And what does the person do from in house number 1? Slams the door at him. Why can't you work? You think I have money to give you? I have food to give you? Nothing is there. Go. And then he cries. Even without the help of glycerine, he cries. Goes to door number 2. Door number 2 is as scary as door number 1. Sometimes in America, if you knock on the wrong door, finish, they come out with a gun. It's happened many times. They first shoot and then they talk. If you are available for talk. Terrible it is. It comes in the news all the time. Wrong door, wrong time, wrong this. It happened to me also once. Not gun, but big dog. So it was this, what is that? What's it? Bougainvillea of flowers. Very colorful. It was there in front of somebody's compound. Did not enter their gate. This was outside of the road. I stood there. Some people said we should take a photo here. I said, okay. I obliged them. I stood there and then they all stood before me, next to me. And one person out of the group wanted to take a photo. Suddenly this terrible dog was set free, let loose. Behind that, the owner came, you are trespassing. You are on the street. Doesn't matter. You have to leave here immediately. So like this, in door number 2 also, this beggar got a terrible thing. Let's say the person came out with a gun. Hands up, what are you doing? You're trespassing. Leave. Again he cries, again he's afraid, he's shivering in fear, quivering. Goes to door number 3, there he gets a slap. And then sadly, dejectedly goes back. Cut! That's one whole scene. Success! Everybody claps. You got it at the first try. You didn't even need glycerin. And what is this beggar doing? Shabash, he's telling himself, yes, not bad. I think I'm seeing an Oscar right now, even as he's crying. He says, I think I'm going to get an Academy Award. I must be really doing this so well. Imagine the reviews of this movie. Imagine where all it will be seen. It will go to this festival, it will go to that festival, it will be famous. He is saying all this. Well, inside to himself, even though he is playing this wretched role. What is the distance between the beggar and the actor? Is there a distance? No. The body of the beggar is the body of the actor. The mind of the beggar is the mind of the actor. In fact, the whole beggar is nothing but the actor, correct? Is the actor a beggar? No. This is what is the difference between Satyam and Mithya. Satyam upholds Mithya. Without Satyam, there cannot be Mithya. Mithya is dependent upon Satyam, just like the beggar is dependent upon the actor for his very being. Similarly, the role of son, daughter, spouse, sister, brother, father, mother, employer, employee, friend is dependent upon who? I, Satchidananda person. The role is dependent upon the person. Role is Mithya. I am Satchidananda. Role is dependent upon person. Person is independent of the role. In sleep, what role do you have? No role. In fact, you are the happiest in sleep. No role. Role is not dependent upon the person. Role is dependent upon person. Person is free of the role. But if the role goes on to the person, then we have confusion, which is why we need Tattva Bodha and the Upanishads, etc. Going forward, then Atma Satyam, Tadanyam Sarvam Mithya. Then the question comes. Atma Kaha, Sthula Sukshma, Bhavana Sharirat, Pratiriktaha, Panchakoshatitaha, Avastha Sakshi, Satchidananda Rupastan, Yastishtati, Sa Atma. What is this Atma? Student asks. That's only question. So, very interesting definition. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktaha. Vyatiriktaha means other than. Atma is other than the gross body, other than the subtle body. We'll see all this. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because each one will be asked a question. So we'll see that in detail. Other than the gross body, other than the subtle body, other than the causal body. Subtle body means mind, etc. Gross body is what you can objectify. Flesh, bones, etc. And then causal body. What is the cause of this body? Ignorance. Causal body is the same for everybody. It is Karanam, because of which the Sharira came into being. It is ignorance. Ajnanam is the causal body. Panchakosha Atitaha. Other than the 5 layers. What is these layers? Places of error. 5 places where I can make mistakes are called kosha. Kosha, Achadakatvat kosha. That which as though covers, like a scabbard. Scabbard means where the sword goes. Sword, you cannot keep it like that, because even while going around, somebody can hurt themselves. They can fall on the leg and cut off the fingers, cut off the toes, fall on the hand, fall on the legs. So therefore, the sword is kept inside a covering called scabbard. So that is like this kosha. Atma is all knowledge, all light. Nothing can cover the Atma. So we have to say, as though covered. I think it is covered, so therefore it's an as though covering. Like even this body, mind, senses, prana, sense of doership, sense of feeling victimized, sense of being an experiencer. All these are places where I can make the error. I'm as good as the body. I'm as good as my breathing. I'm as good as my mind. I'm as good as my buddhi. I'm as good as the knower. I'm as good as the doer. I'm as good as the experiencer. These are all delusionary identifications born of ajnanam. So therefore it is separate, atiriktaha, vyatiriktaha. And then panchakosha titaha. Then avasthatraya sakshi. The one that is the observer of the three states of being. What are the three states of being? Past, present, future, correct? What are the three states of being? Waker, sleeper, dreamer. Because when you awaken, you don't say, the neighbor slept, but I awoke. I woke up. No, you are the one who slept. I slept. I didn't know anything, but I slept. Whose dream it was? We'll never have, in a hall like this, sometimes we have a corner designated to lost and found. So many people leave glasses, leave hankies, leave books, etc. You will never find in this lost and found bin somebody's dream. Whose dream is this? No. I own up my dream. You can never find a dream without its author. So, I am aware of being the dreamer. I'm aware of being the waker. And when I'm awake, I'm aware that I slept. So the Sakshi, then what? Satchidananda Swarupaha Yaha Tishtati, that which remains as Satchidananda, this is Atma. It's a very interesting definition. Supposing if I was asked to define a pot, what would I say? This is pot. That which has this round akara is pot. That which has this kind of a round shape. Then you can recognize it everywhere. Even if you encounter it in the form of a belly, you can say, aha, this is pot belly. Yes. So you can recognize this everywhere. So why not straight away say what the Atma is? Why do all this, like supposing if I were to say, this pot is not an elephant. Okay, please see. This is not an elephant. This is not a truck. This is not a car. This is not a table. This is not a light. Pot is not fan. No need to do that? No. Why? Because the pot is not mixed up for table, fan, computer, light, door, window, etc. Whereas the I is mixed up with the body, with the mind, with the senses, with everything that there is. And therefore the negation has to be done. It is a teaching which has a pratishedha prakriya. Prakriya methodology. Here we'll encounter many wonderful methodologies. Pratishedha prakriya. A methodology of negation is required because the I is misunderstood for what it is not. So what it is not has to be negated, and that so-called covering has to be removed. The eclipse of what is not is overpowering what is. In fact, what is I, which is self-shining, and it doesn't even need to be revealed. Why? Because it is self-revealing. This self-revealing I is as though covered by misunderstandings and misidentifications, and that is what is removed. That is why this very interesting definition. It is other than the three bodies. Other, first of all, it's not the body at all. That which I can objectify, it is not. Gross body I can objectify. I can see hands, legs. It's not I. Anything that I observe is not I. This is the crux of this prakriya, this methodology. The observer is not the observed. So gross body is an object of observation. It is not I. Negated. Subtle body, like the mind also, I can witness the mind. I can say, I feel some sadness coming on, I feel some anger coming on. That means I'm witnessing the mind. And whatever one witnesses, one is not. If I witness anger, I am not angry. This is just a vikara, a modification of the mind, of the emotions. So similarly, the causal body also I am not, because I am not ignorance at all. I am neither ignorant nor ignorance personified, because even things about which I do not know, I know. Like when I say, I do not know Mandarin. What is Mandarin? It's a language. I do not know Mandarin. How can I claim that? I know that I do not know Mandarin. It is an I know, an ontological I know that never becomes I don't know. Even when I say I'm going to the ashram to study Vedanta because I don't know myself, that means what? I know that I do not know myself. So Karana Sharira and ignorance, I'm not, I'm all knowledge. So the I is separate from that. And then Sharira Traya Yatirikta. I'm not the, see, the thing is this, sleeper, waker, dreamer. These are three states which is occupied by this I. When we are in the waking state, it's very easy to falsify the sleep state. Oh, that happened half an hour ago in Vedanta class. Now I am awake. It's falsified. Dream state also is falsified. If I have a wonderful dream, I won the lottery. Too bad, that is just a dream. What the Shastra says is that knowledge is, self-knowledge takes place when I can falsify the waking state also. That is very difficult because I take this to be real and everything from the standpoint of the waker becomes unreal. I have to change that understanding. And the text itself will show how to do that. More we'll see tomorrow. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.
And